Hey guys, welcome to applediaries.com. I'm Mariah. Welcome to my Heal Thyself channel where I'm discussing health, detoxification, and how to heal thyself. So in today's video, I am on my second video reading the Arnold Ehrets Mucusless Diet Healing System. The reason why I'm doing this is because whenever I speak with individuals through consultations and whatnot, I'm always recommending this book. And they search it out on audiobooks and it's a terrible version apparently. Excuse my doggy. And so I just want to read it out on my channel so then I can just send them a video link to it and say, hey, here's the book. You don't have to go and buy it, but you can buy it on Amazon. You can find it on my website, applediaries.com, in the blog section. There's a link if you want to support my channel, support my website. Anyways, so we're on the diagnosis, lesson 3. This is video number 2. Why the diagnosis? Laymen and even some dietetic experts, with the exception of myself, believe that there is no need for a diagnosis. You may ask, since there is only one disease, why the diagnosis? If all sickness is due to uncleanliness from uneliminated, undigested food, mucus, uric acid, toxemious drugs, etc., why diagnose? We shall now learn why fruit diet and fasting have produced such doubtful results through their incorrect use and misunderstanding caused through the belief that general rules of this cure are suitable for everybody and every case. Nothing is further from the truth. No other cure requires so much individual specialization and continual changing to meet the reaction of the patient. This is why people who attempt these methods of cure without expert knowledge or advice frequently bring about serious results. Promiscuous fasting. McFadden and many others advise, for instance, fasting as applicable to all cases. I learned through thousands of cases during my experience that nothing requires more individual different application than fasting and the mucusless diet. Of 2 patients, one may affect a complete recovery after a fast or 2 or 3 weeks, while the other may die from the same treatment. That is why an individual diagnosis of general conditions and constitutional encumbrances is so necessary. Method of constitutional diagnosis. My diagnosis determines the following points. Number 1, the relative amount of encumbrance in a system. Number 2, the predominant part, that is, whether more mucus or more poisons. Number 3, if pus is present in the system, amount and kind of drugs used. Number 4, if internal tissue or an organ is in a process of decomposition. And number 5, how far vitality is lowered. You will also learn through experience and observations along these lines that the general appearance, especially the face of the patient, will indicate more or less the internal conditions. Medical diagnosis. Medical diagnosis throws no real light on the subject. Although doctors think it more important than the actual cure. It is made up of a series of reports and symptoms and a scheme of experiences from which thousands of diseases are named. Characteristic of the meaningless medical diagnosis is a frequent statement of many patients that the doctors could not find out what I have. The name of the disease does not concern us at all. A man with gout, one with indigestion, or one with Bright's disease may start with the same advice. Whether to fast, for instance, and how long does not depend upon the name of the disease, but upon the patient's condition and how far vitality is lowered. Naturopathic concepts. And just a warning, I may just suddenly shut this video off because I am expecting guests to come by. As soon as the dog starts going crazy, I'm just gonna click it off and I'll continue in video number 3. Naturopathy is an advance over medicine in teaching that all disease is constitutional. Naturopathy does not explain sufficiently the source, nature, and composition of foreign matters as the fundamental oneness of all disease. Dr. Laman said, end quote, "Every disease is caused by carbonic acid and gas," end quote. But he did not learn its source in decayed, uneliminated food substances, the mucus in a state of continuous fermentation. Dr. Jagger said, end quote, "Disease is a stench," end quote. Nature gives us a diagnosis through bad odor, which indicates how far the inside decomposition has progressed. Dr. High of England, the founder of the anti-uric acid diet, end quote, bases his conception of general diagnosis on the assumption that the majority of diseases are caused through uric acid. Certainly an important part of diseased matter besides mucus. Naturopathy lays considerable stress and importance on symptomatical diagnosis in spite of the acknowledgement that there is only one disease. And then we've got Uric Diagnosis. Medical doctors and many others consider this special kind of diagnosis as the most important one. But it is fundamentally misunderstood. Beside the digestive tract, the uric canal is the main avenue of elimination. As soon as anyone decreases his eating, fasts a little, or changes over to a natural diet, his waste, mucus, poisons, uric acid, phosphates, etc. in this urine, and an analysis of his urine is alarming. Take that, urine therapy. Maybe I should post this under urine therapy as well, because there's so much waste in urine. I mean, it's just unbelievable that people want to drink this. Anyways, off topic. This likewise happens in the majority of cases whenever anyone becomes sick. Everyone becomes alarmed at this effort of the body to eliminate waste, which is in truth the healing cleansing process. Should sugar or albumin be found in the urine, this case is called very serious and diagnosed diabetes or Bright's disease, respectively. Under medical treatment, the patient in the first named case dies through sugar starvation, caused through a lack of sugar and sugar formers in the dietary. In the latter diagnosis, the patient dies from forced albumin replacement, which is protein, right? Resulting from overfeeding of foods rich in albumin, which is high protein foods, my understanding. Anyways, whatever the body expels is waste, decayed, dead, and simply indicates that the patient is in an advanced state of inside uncleanliness, already causing a decomposition of inside organs, producing rapid decay of all food taken into the body. These cases, like tuberculosis, must be treated very carefully and very slowly. How it looks in the human colon. It is of utmost importance that through our diagnosis we must learn as much as possible the general appearance of the inside of the human body. Our diagnosis, therefore, consists of finding out the degree of quantities of individual waste matter of the patient. That's what's important, just finding out how much waste is in the body and what that patient ate in the past in order to build that waste and what type of dietary and lifestyle choices that patient engaged in. Anyways, experts in autopsy state that they have found that from 60 to 70% of the colons examined have foreign matters such as worms and decades-old feces stones. The inside walls of the over-intestines are encrusted by old, hardened feces and resemble in appearance the inside of a filthy stovepipe. I had fat patients that eliminated from their body as much as 50 to 60 pounds waste and 10 to 15 pounds alone from the colon, mainly consisting of foreign matters, especially old, hardened feces. The average so-called healthy man of today carries continually with him since childhood several pounds of never eliminated feces. One good stool a day means nothing. A fat and sick man is in fact a living cesspool. Oh, guests are here.